Tengo una clienta que se niega a recibir cuidados, como bañarse, a darle de comer, entre otras cosas. ¿Cuál sería la mejor manera de acercarme para poder asistir mejor?
Hi, this is Megan Carnarius. I'm excited to answer your questions. So, what we're talking about is when someone is in a position to receive support with care, that sometimes when you work with people that have memory loss or dementia, they're confused about your intent. They don't really know maybe who you are or why are you doing this with them. They may feel very capable and competent, and they may perceive themselves as not needing help. So 50% of people with Alzheimer's don't have insight that they have a problem. They think they're okay because they're not remembering the moment they forgot. And you as a witness might see that and know, I've been here every morning and this person hasn't taken a shower for a week, but they're telling me they took a shower. So the challenge might be that they went to bed with their clothes on. They didn't change. And when they woke up in the morning, a few minutes after being up, their perception from their long-term memory is, I always took a shower in the morning and then I got dressed. So if they're looking at themselves and they're dressed, they feel like I must have done the shower. But you know that that isn't occurring. So there may be an issue where they think they're doing it, and so it sounds very odd when you're saying they need a shower. Another thing is some of the activities of daily living are very complex, and we don't normally think of them as complex. We just say, oh, I went and brushed my teeth, or oh, I took a shower. But when you really think about it, there are all these steps. I have to get undressed. I have to turn on the water has to be the right temperature. I have to wash all parts of me. I have to turn the water off. I have to dry myself, and then I have to get dressed. I might have a different perception of temperature where it feels really cold to be undressed in a bathroom, or the sound might echo and it feels too loud and overstimulating to me. And then who are you? That you're helping me. Who are you that you're helping me? So the thing of how do we make ourselves the safest person in the room, really calm, and you slow down. The fastest way to get things done is to slow down. And that you think about each step and what could the person participate with versus you doing things to them. You want to create a situation where you're doing things with them instead. So how can I be a peer? Someone that's friendly, not overwhelming. I'm not parental. I'm not bossing this person. I'm just kind of relaxed, and we just slowly get one piece done. So if you have people resisting bathing, for example, it might be better to do a washcloth with soap and water and ask them to just do one armpit. And then another time you're around and, could do the other armpit. You just don't worry about the whole task. If the person is really overwhelmed by that, warm soapy water in a pitcher and a rinse pitcher that's clean water, that's warm, that's the right temperature. And you ask the person if they can just wash themselves off. There are ways to do part baths that might help the person build a sense of rapport with you and then be more open to some of the bigger ADL questions that you have. But we have to watch people and observe their reaction, and then we have to adjust what we're doing. So sometimes you have to leave a task. It's too much for the person. And they're resisting, and we recognize the resistance, and we say, okay, let me let go of this. I don't need to have an agenda here. And let me try to problem solve with my team. So there may be other people that are helping with care that have figured out some ways to approach this person that seems to work more effectively. So you want to ask each other, if you guys have a shared case, you want to talk to that person about how can we approach this person. I want to ask the family if there are things that have worked for them or that you could try. And then how can you break things up into small tasks? I'll give you one last example. We had a couple people that did not like brushing their teeth, or they would do it for 4 teeth. So they would just brush and then put the toothbrush down. So what we decided was we're going to try every single time we take them to the restroom to just brush the next 4 teeth. So instead of us getting in their face and being, all insistent, we'd be like, oh, do you want to brush your teeth? And oh, over here, I think it's needed over here. And then they would brush there and put the toothbrush down, and then we're out of the bathroom. And we come back in, oh, maybe here, put it down. So we didn't fight them about their inability to hang in with the task. We just tried again and again. And they started getting used to us asking that, and they never felt pushed because they put the toothbrush down again when they were done. But by the end of the day, we knew their whole mouth had been brushed. So it's a different way of thinking about it. And the resistance is real. There's something there that is struggling with this. And so how do we look at that in a broader way and figure out how to do that dance to make it work?